We're knocking out every schedule in Power 5 football here at Mark Rogers TV. Our first video, you've got to check that out because it really breaks down how we're looking at these teams and why we're coming to this conclusion. So there's analysis within the conference, within division play, who you play in the other division, if you're in the ACC, the Big Ten, or the SEC, the spacing of the most difficult games, and of course, the non-conference games. And very few teams in the country play two difficult non-conference games. USC would be the optimum example of going out and scheduling two heavyweights, taking on Alabama and Notre Dame. So check out that video to give you an understanding of how we're rating these teams, 67 all the way down to number 1. So we get to the 64th schedule in the country. So this is the 4th easiest schedule in the country, and number 8 ranked in the Big 12. It belongs to Oklahoma State. So a good non-conference game in week 3, September 17th for the Cowboys, and taking on Pitt. That's a home game, so that factors into the equation. Before that, they take on 2 lightweights in southeastern Louisiana and central Michigan. For the most part, in regards to their status, Oklahoma State taking on a lightweight in central Michigan. And then, of course, the conference schedule is the easiest to determine in the Big 12 because everybody plays everybody. So everyone, to a certain degree, at least 9 out of 10, play the same exact schedule. So we take into one thing into consideration concerning the Big 12, and that's, of course, the better teams don't have to play themselves, while Kansas doesn't get to play themselves. So Oklahoma State, the toughest stretch here, late September, early October against Pitt, Baylor, and Texas. The Baylor game's on the road. And then to conclude the season for the Cowboys, they've got probably their 3 toughest games in regards to a stretch, November 12th and 19th and December 3rd, and taking on Texas Tech, at TCU, and at Oklahoma. So Oklahoma State, not a difficult schedule when compared to the rest of the teams in the country. They do play a game against Pitt, non-conference, and they've got those 2 3-game stretches, Pitt, Baylor, Texas, and then to conclude the season, Texas Tech, TCU, and Oklahoma. It's the 8th ranked schedule in the Big 12, the 3rd easiest in the Big 12. It's number 64 out of 67 in the country, Oklahoma State. And let's discuss it. Would love to hear your comments right here on Mark Rogers TV.